Have you ever wondered if you can fool a lie detector? If so, you're not alone. Many people are intrigued by the concept of lie detectors or polygraph machines. These devices are designed to measure certain bodily functions such as skin conductivity, heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing to determine if a person is being truthful. But the question remains, are they foolproof? Can they be manipulated? And if so, how? Today, we are going to delve into the fascinating world of lie detectors and explore the science behind them. To understand whether you can fool a lie detector, it's crucial to first understand how they work. This might sound like a line from a suspense movie, but it's pure science. Lie detectors, also known as polygraph machines, are designed to pick up on certain physiological changes in our bodies when we're not being truthful. So how do these machines work? Well, they're based on the premise that when we lie, our bodies exhibit certain telltale signs. These physiological responses are triggered by our autonomic nervous system, which controls our fight or flight responses. First, there's our heart rate. When we lie, our heart rate tends to increase. This is because lying can make us feel stressed or worried, which triggers our body's fight or flight response. The polygraph machine measures this change and records it. The second factor is blood pressure. Similar to heart rate, our blood pressure can rise when we're feeling stressed or anxious, like when we're telling a lie. The polygraph machine tracks these changes in blood pressure and records them as well. Thirdly, the machine measures our skin conductivity. When we're nervous or stressed, our bodies tend to produce more sweat. This sweat, in turn, increases the conductivity of our skin. The polygraph machine can detect these minute changes and record them. Lastly, the machine monitors our breathing. When we're anxious or stressed, our breathing can become more rapid and shallow. The polygraph machine keeps track of these changes and records them. So, in essence, a lie detector test involves a series of sensors and monitors strapped to your body, tracking these 4 physiological responses. They're all connected to the polygraph machine, which then records and interprets the data. While this seems straightforward, critics argue that lie detector tests are not always reliable. Let's explore why. Lie detectors aren't foolproof. There are criticisms and controversies surrounding their accuracy and reliability. Let's dive into the murkier waters of lie detectors and their criticisms. To begin with, it's important to remember that lie detectors or polygraphs hinge on the assumption that lying causes stress, and this stress can be measured by recording physiological responses such as heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure. However, this is where the first criticism arises. You see, stress is a complex response that can be triggered by a multitude of factors, not just lying. For instance, a person might feel stressed because they're nervous about the test itself, or they might have a naturally high baseline for these physiological responses. Conversely, a seasoned liar, or someone who's particularly cool under pressure, might not exhibit these stress responses when telling a fib. This means that lie detectors could potentially churn out both false positives, where truthful individuals are incorrectly flagged as liars, and false negatives, where liars slip through the net undetected. Another criticism centers on the idea that lie detector tests can be manipulated. Some individuals might employ countermeasures like biting their tongue or imagining an embarrassing incident to spike their physiological responses while telling the truth. This creates a high baseline that can make a lie seem less significant by comparison, thereby tricking the machine. Even brain scan lie detectors, which are touted as a more sophisticated alternative, aren't immune to these issues. They too can be fooled by similar countermeasures, and there's the added contention that brain activity doesn't directly equate to lying or truth-telling. It's a complex process that's influenced by a myriad of factors. So, with these criticisms in mind, the question remains, can you actually fool a lie detector? The answer is more complicated than you might think. To understand this, we need to delve into the strategies people might use to trick these machines. One way is by manipulating physiological responses. Lie detectors measure heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, and skin conductivity, all indicators of stress. So, if you can control these, you might be able to throw the machine off. For instance, by biting your tongue or imagining an embarrassing incident when telling the truth, you could spike your stress levels, making the truth look like a lie. But it's not all that simple. Experienced polygraph examiners are trained to spot these tactics. They know to look for inconsistencies between physiological responses and verbal answers. So if you're trying to trick the machine, you're also up against a human who's trying to outsmart you. Now, what about the future of lie detection technology? We're seeing the emergence of brain scan lie detectors. These devices aim to bypass the body's physiological responses and go straight to the source, the brain. They look for discrepancies in brain activity when a person is lying compared to when they're telling the truth. However, these brain scan lie detectors face issues similar to traditional polygraphs. They're still not foolproof. There's ongoing debate about their accuracy, and some critics argue that even these advanced machines can be tricked. While it's theoretically possible to fool a lie detector, it's not as easy as it sounds. Plus, the future of lie detection technology looks set to make it even harder. The world of lie detectors is a complex and fascinating one. We've delved into the science behind these intriguing machines, examining how they monitor heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure to assess truthfulness. We've also touched upon the criticisms, recognizing that their accuracy and reliability are often questioned. Finally, we explored the tantalizing question of whether one can fool these devices, suggesting that manipulation of physiological responses might be one avenue. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing explorations into the world around us. Until next time, remain curious.